let's start off at looking at the Oracle Cloud console. What you see here is the main Oracle Cloud console page, and in the menu here I have lots of services. Now, if you want to deploy the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution, you can go to the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution service page, and here you have an option to create a software-defined data center. And all this does is for you to specify a name of your OCVS environment, what version you want to deploy, if you want to have HCX included, and what commercial model, and you need to specify some of the networking information for the environment to be created. Now, I already have an environment created, so we can actually use that environment from a demonstration perspective. I have here an OCVS environment already created, and you will see here that this is a VMware environment 6.7 update 3, and I have here all my information on how to connect to vCenter, to NSX and HCX, and you'll see the 3 physical bare metal servers that are actually supporting this OCVS environment. I can also go to my actual compute cloud service, and I can see the actual bare metal service there as well. So you'll see here those 3 bare metal servers. These are dense IO machines. They have 52 cores, 768 gigabytes of RAM. And from here, I can also just directly log into these servers. I can log into the ESXi console by just going to the IP address of the physical server. I can do a remote console session, and this allows me to really have a remote KVM session towards the server. So on all levels, I truly have access to the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution. Now, let me actually log into the VMware Solution itself. So here I have the link to vCenter. I can click on that. And it will bring me to vCenter, and I'll log in. And you'll see here that I have my 3 bare metal servers again. I have lots of resource pools in here, and I have my own resource pool. And for instance, I want to be able to have a virtual machine sit here that can also talk to a service that sits in the Oracle Cloud natively. So right now, in my Oracle Cloud, I already have, for instance, a database server. So if I go to databases, you'll see here that I have an Oracle database server sitting here. And I can find out what the IP address of this database server is. It's 10.100.11.70. And I want to be able to connect actually to this database service from my virtual machine here that I'm running on top of the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution. So if I actually launch a session to that virtual machine, I'll log into it. You'll see that if I would try to connect to that database servers, 10.100.11.70, right now I have no connectivity. This virtual machine right now is actually running on an NSXT network segment on top of VMware, which is a fully overlay network, fully isolated from the rest of the world. But I want to be able to connect this very easily up to some of these native services that I'm running in the Oracle Cloud. Now, this is actually very easy to do. I can actually go to the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution again in the main console page. So I'll go to the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution. I'll click here on my SDDC, and here on the top, I actually have 4 wizards that allows me to very easily set up this kind of connectivity between the workload that I have running on top of the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution, any of the native services, or maybe back to on-premise services over Fast Connect or over VPN tunnels, etc. Now, in my case, I want to connect up my virtual machine to native services, and that's what that 4th wizard here is. Configure connectivity to local VCN resources, so to local native services in my cloud. So here in this wizard, I need to provide the IP range of my my virtual machine that's running on top of VMware, on top of the NSX network. So in my case, that is 10.102.1.0/24. And that is the side range of my NSXT network segment. And I want to connect this to a native Oracle Cloud subnet. So here I can just go and I can select the subnet I want to connect to. I have a subnet for my native services. So I'll choose that one. That's where my database cloud service is running into. And what this will automatically do, this wizard, is it will create all the rules for me from a routing perspective, security rules to set up this kind of connectivity. So we'll run through those rules. And now when I go back to my virtual machine, you'll see suddenly that it is now be able to reach to that database service. And that connectivity is easily set up. So it's very easy to use the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution and any of the native services within the Oracle Cloud as well, and really have them hand in hand work together. So that concludes this demo of what the Oracle Cloud VMware Solution looks like in the Oracle Cloud.